What is going on, Sagittarius? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader. So this is going to be your what's your next major turning point or next major event that is going to be based off of the major arcanas that came out for you guys. 2 came out for you guys, another sign got 3, so I'm not robbing you of the messages. Whatever come out is what we have here. So Spirit asked me to do these readings for each season, basically. So for this season in particular, we're talking about the winter season, which basically started on the winter solstice, which was December 21st, and this will carry on to the real new year, which is March 19th. So if you know, you know, right? So so we're going to basically be asking Spirit and your guides to tap in with us to basically find out what your next major turning point, next major event is, how it's benefiting you, how it's challenging you, and the potential outcome. And the potential is because free will is a thing, right? So your actions or, you know, lack thereof, right, can definitely change things. So, you know, that's always up to you, and some advice from your guides as well. Okay, so I'm gonna break this down. But before we get started on that, looking at the bottoms of the decks that I have used, I just want to tap into that energy real fast. It definitely feels like things are definitely changing for you guys. Okay, if they haven't already, which I feel like they are. I know with my Sag placements, change I'm definitely feeling. It's not as intense as it's been at times. So for some of you, obviously it's going to be different for everyone. These are general readings, so remember if the messages do not seem to resonate with you, or maybe not just yet, because like I said, this is gauging from now until March 19th. Okay, so it's a couple months time frame. So if things haven't played out yet, just, you know, understand that this could definitely still be something in the works, something that is based in the future. Okay, so it definitely feels, like I said, that things are changing though. Some of you could be dealing with Aquarius. Gemini energy is here as well. Those might be signs of significance, or those could be placements in your chart that are being affected at this time. Okay, but it feels like some of you are definitely closing out a cycle, and it could be with a partner. For some of you, this person could be one who has been very stubborn. For some of you, this is your own energy, okay, where you guys, it's like your steadfast energy, your own stubbornness, meaning not in a bad way, but in stubbornness as of, you know, being determined to get what you want, being determined to, you know, clear things out that no longer serve you, being determined and stubborn in, you know, doing your best to prepare for the future, prepare for, you know, making sure you're ready for anything, so to speak. So I feel like some of you have been doing really, really great at protecting your energy, at setting healthy boundaries and maintaining those boundaries. Okay, and I feel like for some of you, it's really putting you back into your power, back into your Sag energy with the King of Wands here. Some of you, this could definitely be kind of like some of you have essentially sealed off your energy from someone that you used to have a connection with. It feels like a romantic lover, although it doesn't have to be for all of you. But for some of you, things, I feel like the changes are, if that message resonates, things are definitely changing because of that. Because I feel like some of you have sealed off your energy to a particular person, to a particular masculine energy who has maybe have, you know, been really passionate about getting you back, or really passionate about you know, trying to stay in your life, stay in your energy. I feel like some of you have really kind of like sealed that, you know, kind of like set up a barrier with this person, and have been really steadfast on not on maintaining that, right? And so things are now changing. I feel like for some of you, this is maybe someone that you've had maybe a hard time closing out a cycle with this world here. It's like that cycle is finally closing. Okay, this could definitely involve family, or someone that you have, you know, have family with, like created a family with, like kids. So this could definitely be a spouse, ex-lover, a baby daddy, baby mama, it doesn't matter, but it feels like a masculine energy. So, and like I said, we both have, you know, feminine, both energies within us, feminine and masculine. So the gender really doesn't matter. It's more so the message. Okay, so like I said, things are definitely changing. It feels like you guys have closed out a major cycle, or that's something that is on the horizon within this time frame of this season. You know, that some of you, if it's like you have an inkling that you need to maybe set better boundaries with someone, maybe close off your energy to this person, then, you know, take it as it applies. For those of you who have already done this, who have already been operating in that energy, this is now your spirit indicating that it's time to prepare for anything. You know, this person, maybe if this is someone that some of you have, you know, had issues with in the past, this person may be coming, you know, coming to approach you, coming back to you for some reason, trying to get back in your good graces, back in your energy. And so for some of you, it's going to be important for you to be prepared for anything with this person. Okay. If that, like I said, resonates, if this is someone that you know can maybe pop off at the drop of a hat, or, you know what I'm saying, just like ink pop off at the smallest thing, this is your indication to be prepared for that. Be on guard, have your, you know, your boundaries in place. You know, if you need to block this person, block them. Like, things are definitely changing for you. Okay. So let's get into your messages. So, so some of you could definitely be dealing with the Capricorn. With Capricorn and Aquarius is showing up here twice, okay? Aquarius is showing up here twice. So some of you, like I said, Aquarius could definitely be an energy of significance, or, you know, a sign of significance to you at this time. So we have the Devil and the Star. So it feels like you guys are definitely healing maybe something that was very toxic for you. Some of you have been maybe stuck, tied, or bound to a connection, or this is maybe, like I said, a person who has tried to keep you stuck, tied, and bound to them, that you guys are finally releasing. And I feel like it's because you guys have done the healing work within yourself, which has essentially, or it is, whether this has happened or not, this is freeing you from the soul tie. Okay, for some of you, it's like you've stuck around with someone or stayed in a situation a bit longer than maybe you had to, because maybe some of you are scared to leave. Some of you, if this person has operated from a narcissistic type of energy, right? Which we all have. If you're attracting that type of energy, we have that within ourselves too. That's just being accountable, because I've been there. I feel like some of you, because you've done the healing within yourself, it's basically allowed your vibration to raise in such a way where you're no longer vibrating on that frequency of fear, meaning that, like, you have to keep them around because they told you, like, you'll never do better than me, or you'll never find someone else better than me. You know, I'll always, you know, be in your life. We'll always be together. If I can't have you, no one else can. Like, some of you, I feel like, have been dealing with that type of toxic energy that's been kind of like playing puppet master with your energy, so to speak, to try to keep you guys stuck to them. Okay, like I said, that's not going to be for all of you, but if you know who this person is, if that makes sense to you, then that's who we're talking about here. And for some of you, like I said, it's either an Aquarius or a Capricorn. Aquarius is already very prominent here. Air signs very prominent here already, as well as fire. So it's, you know, like I said, signs really don't matter, but if the description makes sense, then you know who I'm talking about here. So, and I feel like for some of you, even if it doesn't necessarily have to be a person, some of you, this is kind of like no longer letting your fears hold you back. No longer letting your limit, like any type of limiting beliefs that have been, you know, that some of you have adopted from childhood, that you've essentially came into this lifetime with. It's like you guys are stepping into this energy during this time frame of finally releasing that, because, you know, this time frame of, you know, this winter solstice energy, this, you know, the winter season, while everything is in hibernation, which is why the real new year is not on the 1st, as we've been duped and told, is because if you think about it, you never plant seeds when everything's dead, right? It's like in the dead of winter, you're not, no one's, you know, you're really not going to plant seeds, nothing's going to grow, right? So that's why you wait till the springtime, when, you know, Mother Nature has woken up again and everything's starting to sprout, and, you know, the soil is now fertile, the, you know, the weather is back to, you know, it's, I won't say normal, but it's different. It's basically in a state of, it's like basically in a state of where it's a fertile soil to plant in. You see what I'm saying? And that's the time that we're coming into. So I feel like for some of you, it's like you guys are currently in this place of, you know, releasing, right? When winter comes, the leaves fall off the trees, you know, plants die, everything, you know, those are just layers. It's shedding the old to make room for the new. And some of you, that's essentially what you're doing here. And, you know, in doing so is really, I feel like for a lot of you, putting you on your path. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why, because at the bottom of the other deck that I used, for as we get into this, you know, we have the path here. Okay, so for some of you, by you closing out these cycles that you've been closing out, especially, like I said, if it's with a connection with a lover, someone, like I said, that has been really toxic, maybe someone that you had like some type of toxic connection with, or someone that you may have found yourself addicted to. This person could definitely be obsessed with you. Okay, it's like, it's so many things that this could, you know, represent essentially. But like I said, you'll know what I'm talking about here. I even know for me, if I was still dealing with the person, that I would be able to tie that to my own situation. Like if I felt like it still applied to me, it's like, it would be all that. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like all that. All of that, right? Someone who's materialistic, you know, has, you know, really heavy in their shadow, has addictions, obsessions, you know, all kinds of, like, it would cover all those things, would check the box. So for some of you, you're dealing with this, you know, something similar. So but like I said, it's like you guys are coming into this energy of closing. Like I said, I feel like it's a major cycle that's essentially opening up a door to a new path. For some of you, it's a whole brand new life, okay, that is, you know, taking place, to where by the time you reach the spring solstice, that's when some of you are going to see, like, I've been on the right path the whole time. Some of you, it may be hard to see at this time, to know that you're doing the right thing, or that the challenges that some of you are being met with at this time is really still a part of your destiny. It's still taking you where you have to go, even if it doesn't feel that way. I feel like some of you needed that that reminder that you are still, like, for me, it makes sense. It sits well with my spirit when that came to me, but it also kind of makes me feel a little bit better, right? It brings me a sense of peace to know that even when I feel out of alignment, I'm still in alignment. Even when things are challenging and it feels like shit is falling apart, I'm still exactly where I need to be with all that going on. Even when it feels like I made a mistake, or I really know I should have did this thing, but I did this, and now look where I'm at, look what's happening. It's still always in alignment. So when you allow yourself to shift your perspective, you don't have to, but for me, by allowing myself to see things from that lens, it reminded me that we needed both. That's how you create balance, is by needing the duality, right? It's like every spectrum has a polar opposite. You need the hot with the cold, the top with the bottom, the high, the low. You know what I'm saying? You need all of that. That's what creates balance, the duality, right? The positive, the negative, the in, the out, you know what I'm saying? The left, the right, you need that. And so for me, that is divine perfection. So meaning that even when you feel challenged at your highest, just know that you're still in alignment no matter what, okay? So I feel like some of you, it's like you're gonna see very soon, if you're not seeing it already, seeing the shift, that you're just being positioned to get further onto your path, okay, where things that may have been holding you back, things that may have been, whether it's beliefs, fears, projections, toxic connections, whatever it is, it's like you guys are coming into this point of being able to identify it. For some of you already have, and you're finally releasing it. You're finally being freed from the devil, because you healed those aspects of yourself that made you a vibrational match to that in the first place, okay? So clarifying that with the tarot, we have the Queen of Wands. You see what I'm saying? So this is essentially putting you, like I said, back into your own energy, back into your power in a major way, where it's like, I feel like it's like you guys are coming to this point of healing where your confidence, for some of you, is being restored. If you haven't been feeling, you know, motivated or driven or creative, or, you know, just kind of like fired up about life, fired up about your mission, your goals, whatever that is for you, it's like that is what's shifting here. That is changing. Any type of fears, limitations that I feel like for some of you have been holding you back, it's like that shit is dissipating at this time, okay? So the High Priestess in reverse, all right? So this could definitely be, you know, things that have been hidden from you are being revealed. And this could be parts of yourself that, you know, maybe, I feel like for some of you, this is things that you have ignored, that maybe intuitively you knew, but ignored it. It's going to be made clear to you at this time, okay? Where, especially if it was like a particular person that may have been doing spell work, or even if it's not spell work, your words are spells. So I feel like some of you, even if it's not somebody literally lighting candles, because for some it's really not that deep, but for others of you, it's you know, simply people just casting, you know, sitting and spending so much time of their own energy and you know, to just send projections of negativity, of fear, of, you know, whatever towards you, that's been, for some of you, keeping you stuck, tied, and bound, and making you kind of like lose hope, you know, for your own journey and for life in itself, right? So for some of you, it's like, it feels like this is basically your turning point of getting back into your power, no longer ignoring your intuition, no longer not trusting yourself. It's like, I feel like some of you are doing some major deep work to where you'll never not trust yourself again. If that has been an issue for you, that is changing once and for all, okay? So how this is benefiting the Sag, we have, ooh, beautiful, walking away, okay, card 27. So some of you may be 27, you may have a life path 27, but the 7 is 27 reduces to a 9. 9s represent the end, the ending of something, right? Completion, because the 10 represents the new start. Why? Because 0 is infinite, it's never ending, right? It doesn't have an ending point. And the 1 represents the new beginning, the fresh start, you know, the manifestation of something new, right? So clarifying that is card 30. So some of you may be 30, You may be coming into your dirty 30 this year. Some of you may have just turned 30, okay? And then we have purity, snow moon. So for some of you, this is essentially you've cleared out your energy, or done so much clearing, so much so where things, like I said, that have been holding you back, it's like you guys are walking away from so much, and it's putting you back in your power, okay? I feel like for some of you, it's been a long time coming. That's why the world is showing up there at the bottom, is that some of you may not realize, or maybe that's what's being revealed to you for some of you, that that has been holding you back. Essentially, it was something that was a cycle. It was like something that just seemed to never fucking end, that just kept repeating, kind of like on repeat, right? When you loop it and a song just keeps going and going and going, that's what it feels like this is. But that's how it's benefiting you guys, but because I feel like it's clearing out. You guys are doing some, like I said, major healing, releasing whatever this is that you guys are doing, maybe just by simply walking away from things that don't serve you, whether it's a connection, whether it's your own limitations, your own limiting beliefs. It's like you guys are no longer allowing yourself to be held back, and you're no longer holding your own self back, okay? And I feel like it could have to do with definitely what you guys are communicating, what you're saying, how you're maybe talking to yourself could be changing. Some of you, this could definitely be the way, like whatever you're asking the universe for, whatever you're talking to your ancestors and your guides about, however, you know, whoever your team happens to be, it's like they're helping you guys clear these negative energies that have been keeping you stuck and bound and feeling immobile, like you can't move, like you can't leave, you can't do what you want to do. So I feel like some of you, it's like finally having, you know, the doors open up to you to be able to walk away from anything and everything that isn't serving you, okay? So clarifying that is the Five of Pentacles, okay? Clarifying the Five of Pentacles is the Ten of Wands. So yeah, it's like you guys are definitely leaving something or someone out in the cold, okay? I feel like some of you are finally dropping the burden of, you know, whatever has been difficult, whatever has been kind of like stealing from you, whether it's time, money, energy, it's all interconnected. It's all a frequency. So even if it's just energy, that for some of you has been affecting your finances. And so some of you, it's like this, you walking, whatever it is that you guys are walking away from during this time frame, is essentially lightening your load in a major way, okay? Things that you maybe have been carrying for lifetimes. This could be ancestral patterns that you guys have been carrying. It's like that's finally being released. For those of you that have been, like I said, struggling financially because of these burdens, this baggage that some of you have been carrying and holding on to, it's like you walking away and purifying and clearing your energy is going to restore your your finances as well, okay? And I feel like for those of you that have been looking forward to that, this is your indication to get ready, okay? Because we know that this year is the year of the 8, which is not only karma, but it's also the year of abundance, right? We are infinite beings, therefore, you know, we are meant to be abundant by divine right? So how this is challenging the Sag, we have Yin and Yang, card 22, and we have the Void, card 1. So interesting. So I feel like how this may be challenging you guys is, if this is a connection or someone that you guys, you know, have maybe had a very toxic relationship with, I feel like that for some of you, it's a challenge because a lot of you may have thought this was your person, and I've been there. You know, it was like, I was so excited when I met them and not realizing, not having no clue what I was in for. And, you know, I learned a lot and we had a lot of fun, but a lot of it was painful too. And so, you know, it's like I thought that was my person, and it still might have been, but when your person isn't doing the work, when they allow their shadow to overtake them and steer them off their path, right, and throw them off of their north node, it's like I feel like for some of you, this person has essentially forfeited their part of the journey with you, right? They may have forfeited the ultimate contract that both of you signed up for before you incarnated here. And so, like I said, for some of you, that could be what's challenging is you know, restoring your balance, you know, feeling like that was my person, but now I have to do things. Now I find myself in this dark place by myself, okay, doing things by myself, healing by myself, right? Thought I had found my partner that's going to take this journey with me and go through the dark nights with me, right? The dark nights of the soul, how we, you know, grow together and do that work together and then come out of it even better and bigger and greater together, right? Some of you, that could be what I feel like is challenging here, is this person I feel like was maybe a part of your path. It's not just some of you, it's like you thought they were, but they really weren't, right? But for others of you, this person was, but they just chose, their free will got the best of them, and they chose the material realm over over the mission that both of you were supposed to have completed together. Okay, so you know, I do feel like you guys may be feeling like you're like whatever this is that you're walking away from is going to put you in a dark place, but also whether this is the first time you're hearing it or being, for those of you that are being reminded that your darkness is where you find your power. Okay, that's where a lot of your power lies, is in the darkness, right? Because that's moon energy. So that's your emotions, that's your creativity, that's your intuition. That's where a lot of the power and the magic lies, is in the unseen, what you can't see, what's not physical and what's not tangible. So while it may feel challenging during this time, it may feel really dark, like you guys don't know, you know, what's ahead. You're feeling like, I'm by myself, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Just know that, you know, changes are being made, changes are coming, even if you can't see them, right? When the sun goes down and the moon comes out, right, it's dark for a period of time, but we always know that, you know, although it's dark for a few hours, the sun does always come up, right? So just know that the sun is going to rise again. So clarifying what's challenging you, or maybe challenging you, is the Three of Wands. Okay, clarified by the Magician in reverse. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, you may not see this yet. You guys are feeling challenged because I feel like some of you have been waiting. You've been waiting on, you know, whether it's blessings, manifestation. Some of you have been waiting for your divine counterpart. But this person, you know, I feel like some of you, maybe it's like challenging you because maybe it has you, whatever you guys, this dark period that some of you are experiencing or will be coming into, is making you question yourself. Some of you is making you question your power. Your power is a manifestation. Some of you is making you doubt yourself, doubt your power, right? And that's where I feel like it's really challenging. And, you know, we've all been there. That's all part of the journey as well, though. Okay, I feel like some of you needed that reminder, can use the reminder that just because things aren't appearing or you can't see them yet doesn't mean that nothing's happening. That's the same thing as when you plant a seed and you know that it takes about, let's say, for example, 60 days to germinate, right? And you're like, well, I've had it in here for 60 days. It's actually now 68 days. I don't see anything. That doesn't mean still that nothing is happening, right? Everything, you know, happens at a divine time, at the right time, meaning that when that seed finally does break through the ground, right? Which can be difficult, right? It's different for every plant. It's difficult, just the same way a rose. How does a rose break through concrete? You see what I'm saying? But just know that if there is a way, the universe will make it happen. So I feel like some of you need that reminder as well, that even if you're feeling like, you know, really challenged at this time, not knowing which direction to go, maybe where to take yourself. For some of you, like I said, this has to do with your manifestations, blessings, things that you've been waiting for. I feel like this is making you doubt yourself, right? But I feel like some of you need to know that even in this period of doubt, that you still have the power. You still have to know that if you know, it depends on the lens of perspective you choose to see it from. So even, you know, for me, when I decided to start being accountable for literally everything, every experience in my life, that, yep, I created that, that's fucked up, but I created that. That's where you take your power back, where you stop pointing the finger, you stop blaming other people, and you decide that I chose all of the experiences that I've had in this lifetime up until this point, every single one of them, good, bad, and indifferent, positive, negative, everything in between. My soul chose to have all those experiences. That's how you take your power back. And yes, it can be difficult, but the power lies in, I'm gonna show you where your power lies in that, is when you choose to decide that I essentially manifested all these things, even the difficult and challenging ones. That means that if I had the power to manifest something so terrible feeling, so painful, think about the magic, the polarity of that, right? Like I said, everything has to have a polar opposite of the same spectrum. So if you could create something so difficult and fucked up, how could you not be able to also transmute that and change and create something just as magical and uplifting and spiritual, or, you know, whatever it is, abundant, right, that you want to create? So it's like, I feel like some of you, Sag, you know, things may feel really dark right now, but just know in this dark period is where some of you will be discovering how powerful you really are, how powerful your words of intention, your words of manifestation really are, even if you don't believe in yourself. Okay, for some of you, this could also be, you know, somebody that you guys are working with. For those of you that are feeling like someone's doing spell work, that's also what this represents, is a negative manipulation of energy, meaning someone's abusing their ultimate, you know, power of manifestation. Someone's, you know, kind of like abusing their authority. And that, for some of you, if that resonates, That's something else, but that's again an opportunity to take your power back in that. We could subscribe to that, because I used to do the same thing, where it's like, I know people are doing this, I know they're sending me negative, and they probably are, right? But where the power lies is, do you let that affect you? If you know that, like, say for example, you've been doing really good, you haven't been drinking, you haven't been smoking, and all of a sudden you just get this ridiculous craving, and it's like you almost let it take over you, you know that's probably someone sending you that energy. But then you always have the choice to decide, do I go with that craving that's really pulling me, trying to pull me in, which for some of you, that's what the devil represents, right? Or do I choose instead my ultimate path? Do I choose the path of healing that I've already been on, that I've been doing so well at, right? It's like you always have the power to choose. It's just, yeah, sometimes it is difficult, but that's still part of the journey, right? Because you feel so much better when you overcome, when you don't let it get the best of you, and you rise above the projections that people are trying to send your way. Guess what? When you're here and that's where all the projections are coming, right? And you lift yourself up, guess what? Then projections are coming, but they're going to miss you, because you've elevated your vibration to such a point where it don't even touch you, right? That's where your power lies. But again, that's if you choose to see it that way. Okay. So outcome, potential outcome, right? Because like I said, free will is the thing. Look, the Magician, okay? Back in your motherfucking power, Sag. Like I said, believing in yourself, trusting in yourself. Like I said, some of you, this is simply, for some of you, it's not even spell work. It's just you not believing in yourself, or you guys, in this space of, I've been waiting and nothing's coming, and now I'm doubting myself. So the more you doubt yourself, the universe has no choice but to show you what it is you believe in. If you don't believe that things that you've asked for are on its way to you, because you're in this dark period, right? Some of you, that could be what the challenge is. Whether this is a person, for some of you, it's just your own energy, having a hard time remaining balanced, staying balanced during the darkness, staying balanced while you can't see what's coming, you can't see what's happening, you can't see that what you've been asking for is actually on its way. But there are some things that some of you first had to walk away from, because some people that y'all have had around you, they're not meant to share in your blessings. They're not meant to go where you're going. They haven't done the fucking work that you've done to take you to the next level. So for some of you, you definitely are feeling challenged at this time to remain in your balanced feminine and masculine energy. But I feel like for some of you, for those of you that are watching this, let this be your confirmation. Okay, this can serve, if this is resonating, this for some of you is serving as confirmation that you're exactly where you need to be. But some of you is just, it's maybe some things maybe taking a bit longer, because you're lacking on believing in yourself. But for others of you, things are just taking a little bit longer because there are, like I said, some things that you needed to walk away from first to purify your energy from first. Okay, so it could be a person that's toxic, someone that's obsessed with you, or this could be your own addictions, whether it's addiction to negative behavior, negative thoughts, fear, limitations. Like the devil can, like I said, mean so many things, right? So whatever the devil is for you, right? It could be, like I said, a list of things. As you allow yourself to continue to release all those things one by one and let them go as they come up, and start to rebalance your energy, getting back in this, balanced energy, that's when you're back in your power. Okay, so clarifying the Magician is come through spirit. The star, Sag, like I said. Okay, 2 major arcanas, right? The Magician is showing up here twice, the star is showing up here twice. Okay, Aquarius, heavy on the Aquarius energy. So like I said, some of you may have Aquarius in your chart. You may be dealing with one. That could be for some of you who you're walking away from or being asked to walk away from. Others of you, this is simply walking away from anything and everything and everyone that is keeping you stuck, right? Even if it's your own limiting beliefs, even if it's your own limitations that you place on yourself or that you let others place onto you. Like I said, it could be a number of things. But at the end of the day, if you so choose, this is the energy that's available to you. Really stepping back into your power, remembering how powerful you are, that I essentially created all these things. And because I'm taking that accountability, that I created any type of discord in my life, I let myself stay stuck in situations that weren't for me. I also have the ability to pull myself out of that and get myself back in alignment, getting back on my path, following my North Node, right? Continuing to trust in myself, trust in the universe that whatever is happening exactly how it's supposed to. And that's what I feel like is happening here. You guys are ultimately manifesting your wish fulfillment. There were just things that needed to be cleared out first. That's still part of the process, right? There's things that you guys had to make room for, essentially, by letting go of the old to make room for the new. And when you allow yourself to see it, to open up to a different perspective, that's when it's like, oh, now it makes sense. Now I fucking get it. Yes. And you feel better. And then your energy, or because you feel better, what happens? your energy raises, your frequency elevates, right? So advice from spirit, we have to the sea. Okay, so this is about going with the flow. Some of you may benefit by getting around water, getting in a body of water. I get it, it's winter and not everybody has that access. And for some of y'all, you like fuck to the no because it's too cold for that shit. But it is really great for your immune system, just saying. And, you know, tapping into the water energy is very, again, purifying. Okay, it's very cleansing. So for some of you, you know, you might benefit. I did it during COVID. I ran at like, it was, what time? It was like 6 in the morning. And we weren't even allowed on the beach at that time. Like they were really heavy on keeping everybody in the house and all that. And actually the individual that I was talking about earlier, that I could, like I said, if they were still in my experience, I could see how this would resonate, you know, regarding them. But at that time back then, we ran and they didn't come with me, but I ran and got in the water. Like I jumped into the, you know, into the water at like 6 something in the morning, right? And it was so cold, but it was so fucking liberating. Like I know that my body needed that because it was something different. It was like a kind of like a shock, was sent like a shock wave through my body, through my energy system. Plus the salt water is very, very purifying in itself. Plus, you know, it's part of Mother Gaia. Like it's so many things, right? So anyway, some of you might really benefit, like I said, by getting around some body of water. But for others of you, this is also, you know, spirits asking you to go with the flow. Okay. Observer. Okay. This is about, you know, allow yourself to identify how far you've come. Okay. Some of you are really being asked to take some time to yourself, take some time alone, right? If you need to, get in a hermit mode, right? Like the Virgo. And, you know, allow yourself to see, you know, observe, you know, whether it's behaviors, whether it's, you know, your own circumstances. But some of you are really being asked to like go with the flow, kind of just, you know, allow yourself to observe what's going on around you without placing judgment on it or without labeling it, right? That's where a lot of us, I've learned, it, you know, kind of messes up. And it's a conditioning that we've been conditioned to label our experiences as good, bad, you know, based on how they make us feel, which is completely understandable. However, if you learn to not label your experiences, regardless of how they feel, and just know that it's what is, meaning it's just a result of the energy and frequency that we send out, you don't have to take it personal. So even when it does feel painful, just know that was energy that I put out. Therefore, I'm, you know, cool. Now I know to not do that, so I don't feel like this, right? I'm not going to do that again. So it's, you know, it's helping you take your power back, essentially. So we have train. So moving on, walking, going away, one direction, on track, focus, on time, keep going forward. So yeah, spirit is really asking you to go with the flow, to really continue to move forward. Some of you may be invited to take a trip. This is your indication. Yes, take that trip. So others of you, this is about, you know, if you're being asked to move on from a certain connection, to leave a certain environment, to make some type of change that some of you have been thinking about for quite some time. This is, for some of you, your confirmation to go ahead and make that change. If it's something you've already been thinking about and you're kind of like, I don't really know, because that's a really big move, or that's a really big, you know, risk, or so it seems, right? This is your indication to, you know, go with it, go with the flow. If your flow is guiding you to, you know, move, to sell stuff and relocate, then, you know, do it. I feel like it's going to work out and turn out way better than you expect. Okay. So let's see. So we have Pisces energy here. We have Aquarius, heavy Aquarius, Gemini, Virgo energy with the Magician, Aquarius energy again, Capricorn. So, you know, literally all the signs here are out here for the most part. Yeah, we have all the signs out here, but it's, you know, Gemini here at the bottom with the Lovers. So yeah, like I said, heavy on the Gemini. Oh, I just noticed this Gemini on this card as well. So heavy on you guys can be dealing with the Gemini. They maybe have significance at this time. Yin and Yang energy too. Aquarius, like I said, heavy on Aquarius, and the Gemini, Virgo with the Magicians. So that's what I have for you, Sag. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If it did help, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you have not. And until next time, you guys, howdy.